Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope everyone is well. As you can see by the title, I have the Sigma 85mm 1.4 DG-DN. Just want to say a massive thank you to Lockie in Melbourne, who's kindly lent me his lens for a few weeks so I can just go out and test it and do some POVs with it and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, sit back, enjoy the video, and let's have a little chat. So yes, the Sigma 85 1.4. A lot of you have been asking me about the Sigma, like a few comments in my videos where I'm using my Samyang 85 1.4. A lot of you are asking me, what's it like compared to the Sigma? And I couldn't answer that question for you in the comments. So I thought I'd reach out to my Instagram followers to see if anyone had the 85mm in Melbourne. And thankfully, Lockie in Melbourne kindly, as I said, lent me his lens for a few weeks to go out and test it and do some POVs. So again, I just want to say thank you, Lockie, for letting me borrow this lens. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to going out and doing some POVs. But I thought I'd release this video first and just give you my first impressions of the lens. So this is not a full review, I just want to add. It's just a little first impressions of what I think to it so far. So the Sigma 85mm, it comes in at 630 grams. So it's small and it's light. And compared to the Samyang though, which is 538 grams. So that is a little bit lighter. Very similar size, and when you put the hood on as well, very similar. Let me just actually quickly take that off. And I don't really want to make this into a Samyang versus Sigma first impressions, but I just wanted just to show you the comparison. There you go. Literally, the Samyang is slightly higher on the hoods. Hopefully you can see that, and it's focusing well. But this one is lighter at 538 grams. So yeah, but I won't talk about that too much. I just want to keep this main focus on the Sigma 85. So yeah, it's at 630 grams. So I already found it really light. Obviously the older one was 1138 grams, so a lot heavier. And obviously Sigma released this one in 2020, if I'm right, around August 2020. It came out in Melbourne. I may be wrong. So Sigma, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry, but I just went off what Google said. So yeah, there we go. It's a 77mm thread, which is obviously awesome. I've got the Oko filter, which would fit on that. But I've noticed that Lockie's already got a protection filter on here. So I've already, yeah, I noticed that before, but that's all good. But there you go, you can see the glass there. You've probably seen previous videos on this Sigma lens, but I just wanted to do a video on it just to talk about it for 2022. Like, as a note, the old lens, I remember seeing, I think someone had that, I can't remember who it was. Who was it? But they had the older 85mm. That was so heavy, it was so chunky, and that just put me off with the weight of it. So that's when I did my research and I found the Samyang, and I went for the Samyang. For this one at the moment in Australia, the Sigma 1.4, you can pick it up for around about $1,200 in Australia. That's what I just went off by Google. You might be able to get it somewhere, you might be able to get it a bit cheaper. I'm not too sure, maybe Amazon, but I just did a quick research to see how much it is in Australia, and it still retails at $1,200. For me, it's a fantastic build. It's a really solid build. Again, I don't want to compare it to the Samyang just yet, but for me, it's a solid build here from Sigma. The one thing I do love about this lens is the aperture ring. It's one thing I really do enjoy. You can hear that. Let me put it in the microphone. The click. Hopefully you can hear that. Maybe if I shut up. Yeah, that's what I really like that. But also you can turn that off. So there's a little button there, click that. That turns it off. It's just really smooth. Actually, I like the click because then you know that you're adjusting it to what you want at, say, 1.4, 4. I just really like that about the click. I love the hood as well. this hood is really screws on. Here we go, boom, that screws on. Then it's got a button around the other side, press that, comes off. So that's another thing I really like about. And someone asked me as well, they said, oh, why do you always have your hoods on your lens? And quite honestly, guys, for me, it's just to give it that bit more protection. Obviously, I don't know if that's what they're really for. I actually don't know. I just know it obviously stops the light coming in, the sunlight. But for me, and the same with Rich as well, we were talking about this a few weeks back, we like wearing our hoods just so if you're out and about, it just protects your glass. If you've got your camera down lower, or you go against something, or you're when you go really low down on the floor, the road, or whatever, doing street, I just like it for that extra sort of protection as well. So yeah, I love that. And Rich as well, we were out the other night and we actually didn't make no POVs in the end. We just ended up talking and we just took a few pictures, sorry. So I used the Sigma. I'll flick some images up here or here, somewhere on the screen. As you can see, there's a picture of Rich. I got behind him, 1.4, bang. Lovely, beautiful bokeh from this lens, and you can see like the edging all the way around around Rich. Absolutely crisp, really sharp. My favorite word, sharp, and very, very sharp images, as you can see. And I'll just flick up this landscape of this Lotus car that's parked in the Melbourne street. Again, I'll flick on the settings as well. I think that was 1.4 as well. ISO is probably about 100. I can't remember, but I'll flick the settings up there anyway, so you can see that. So yeah, for street, absolute ripper. Hopefully I'll get out this week and I'll make a night street photography video with it, do some POVs, so we can do that as well. But as well, this lens would be superb for some portraits. So hopefully me and Rich can organise a model around Melbourne, and I'll probably do a model video on that, and hopefully might be able to use that in the next, maybe even this week or next week. Just depends on what we can do and do that as well. There's some other little buttons on there as well. Obviously you can flick it from autofocus to manual as well. And obviously the button there as well for the focus. But obviously I'll leave it on auto. So yeah, I might even do a compare POV where I will use the Sigma and the Samyang. So if you really want to see that video, just drop a comment below if you really want to see that. Give it a thumbs up or drop the comment, yes, love to see the Samyang versus Sigma POV on the street. Then we can probably just try, don't know how I could do it, but try and see if you can tell the difference when I use the Samyang or the Sigma, or I just put the pictures side by side and see what we can do there. Then I'll just do a POV on this at night as well around Melbourne, just so we can see some street stuff that I can get here. So yeah, that's really about all I want to say about it at the moment. So that's the Sigma 85 1.4 lens. As I just said, it is a beautiful lens, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm looking forward to going out and shooting some POVs for you. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for me. I just want to say I looked at the analytics. I've noticed about 80% of you are not subscribing to my channel. Please subscribe. It will do me the world of good if you do subscribe, and I do appreciate all the support from the new subscribers. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya, bye.